Hi everyone. In the given problem statement, we have to check whether the given string is a palindrome or not. So the first thing that needs to be done is to convert all the uppercase letter into lowercase letter. Once that is done, so let us take this example of race car. Race E dot comma car, and it can have certain values, let's say 1 and 1 in between. Now we can have two pointers, so I, which is going to be 0, and j would be the length of the entire element, so it could be n minus 1. So the first thing that we are going to do, right, it's we have converted that into a smaller string. So now the value would be something like this: res 1 1 e dot comma car. So we are going to have two pointers out here. So is both of them common? In case both of them are common, then we are going to the next pointer. So we are going to increment I to be I plus 1 and j would be decremented by j minus 1. Then both of these are same, which is fine. Then both of these are also fine. So once those are done, right, it is going to come to this pointer. Okay. Now, once we come here, right, we have this e and this comma are not the same. So here we can write a for loop until we will going to decrement the j pointer until we find a value which is alphanumeric. So there is a Python function called is alpha num. We are going to use that alpha num function. So once that is done, right, so it is going to find this comma, which is not an alphanumeric number. Then it is going to go to this dot. It is also not alphanumeric number. It is going to come here, e. Both e and e are common. So both I is going to get incremented and j is going to get decremented. So it is going to be coming to this position and the value is going to be the same. Okay, and then we are, because in all the cases, right, our matching passed, so we are going to return true. Let's say in case it happened, right, for example, let us take this example. The example 2, RACE, we have a space A and then a car. The first values are the same. Then you are going to the next values, they are also same. This is same, but once we are at this position, right, so this space, right, is going to get ignored because it is not an alphanumeric value. So it is going to come to this a pointer. So now, right, e is not equal to a. So in that case, right, we are going to return false. So this is a very simple problem statement that we need to ensure we can do that. So only thing for us, right, to use this alpha num function to ensure that the value that we are checking, right, is alphanumeric. That's the only thing that for us to keep in mind, and two pointers that are will be going to be used. Now let us jump to the Python implementation. Now let me first initialize our variable s, and the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to convert the s into lowercase. So we are going to use the Python function lower. Once that is done, we are going to take the n, which is going to be the length of our all the elements that is present in that string. Now we are going to initialize two pointers, I and j. So pointer I value is initialized at 0 and j would be n minus 1 as we have discussed. And now we are going to have a while loop. While I is less than equal to j, in that case, and now another while loop, while I less than j and the value is not, in case the value is not alphanumeric. So is al num. So in that case, we are going to increment I plus equal to 1. Similarly, we are going to have another value, which is again ij and not s of j, the j pointer value, if it's not alphanumeric, right? In that case, we are going to be keep on decrementing the j pointer. So j minus equal to 1. Once we have reached to both of the characters, right, in I pointer and j pointer, then we are going to compare. So if s of I is not equal to s of j, in case those values are not matching, in that case we are going to return false. And in case if they matched, then we would be simply decrementing the j pointer and incrementing the I pointer. So j minus equal to 1. And at last, if all of them are passing, then we are going to return true. Now let me run the code. All the test cases passed. Let me click on submit. And as you could see, all the test cases of public and private, all of them have passed. And our code looks efficient. It should be more. Let me run it again. So it is keep on increasing. So once I tried, it was like 90%. Now I don't know why it's 53%. So anyway, and our memory complexity is also pretty good. And if I look into it, right, here the complexity would be big O of n. Actually, we are not traversing the entire elements, right? So we're just traversing to a little bit pointer. We're using 2 pointers. So here we can say we are just traversing the entire list only one time. So the time complexity would be big O of n. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.